in the 21st century. Hard-working people working hard for you and me. Moving higher, time and time again. Through the years you'll find us here. Moving higher.
Hello and welcome to Moving Iron Podcast. This is the 176th edition of the Moving Iron Podcast, and it's brought to you by dawsontire and Wheel, your premier ag tire and wheel provider in North America, and TractorZoom, delivering insights. Also, Dryshod Boots, the official work boot of the Moving Iron Podcast. This week, I have got Brent Carlson from the Dryland Farmer Podcast and Aaron Fennell all on here. I'm just going to talk about what's going on in the world and see if we can't solve a few problems while we're at it. So, fellas, how you guys doing?
Doing good, man. I didn't know you know. When do you quit numbering them? Podcasts.
It's an infinite thing, so
that's like saying, "Oh, how's your kid? Oh, great, he's 378 months today."
It's just for easy reference that way. It's like a library.
Yeah. I stole that off of City Slickers.
It's the Dewey Decimal System of podcasts.
Dude, you don't hear that anymore.
No, you don't.
No, it's great and wonderful. It got windy here yesterday, and it's for March. Yeah, it's been pretty calm as far. That's supposed to be the beginning of our wind season. We have a wind season. Oh. It goes from March the 1st to the following February 2nd.
Sounds about like us. Yeah.
They always say, I don't know if this is just for us or if it's everybody. March is supposed to come in like a lion, out like a lamb. So far, it's been pretty sheepish. Speaking
of sheepish, Aaron, what are you up to today?
Hey, look at that segue. How about that?
Like a regular Jimmy.
Yeah. It's just another day, my man.
Yeah.
Doing some took PTO today, doing some stuff on the farm, and so it's very, very sheepish. And that's about it.
Yeah, it's kind of a crappy day a little bit, kind of windy, kind of cool.
So we set like records here yesterday. I don't know if Hereford did. It was like, so Childress, which is the southeast part of the Texas Panhandle, it's always hot there. It was like 95 there yesterday. That's a record. Yeah, no, but it's like it's about 100 and it's probably 150 miles southeast of where I'm at, which is Childress is about like, I don't know, an hour southeast of Amarillo, for everybody that's not from here. And yeah, but that's like the hot spot of the freaking like north part of Texas. Like every year, it's low and anyway. But yeah. So they set high records here yesterday, but today's not the case. It's cloudy and kind of breezy.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy. Well, there's plenty of crazy shit going on in the world today. We've talked about. I've had
that's like the Cheers theme song. Making your way. That's making your way in the world today.
There's plenty of shit going on, so you got to take a look at what's happening. So I had Glenn Birnbaum on talk about all the stimulus package that's coming down from the U.S. or from the government, and I really feel like that we were damned if we do and damned if we don't on that, because we're gonna pump $6 trillion worth of more debt on top of what we already got, and then we're going to but you also need to. If he didn't do that, who knows what happened to the economy and what that would look like. So it's not a good deal by any means, but
I think it's damned if we do, because I mean, what's it going to do?
Well, what's it
going to do until the economy gets opened back up? I mean, like yesterday, for instance, I went to town in Hereford yesterday, which it's not freaking New York City or nothing, but it's where you got to do stuff. I went to like 4 different places. I went to like the welding shop, the accountant, and where else did I go? The paint place, all locked up, and they just stare at you through the window. And then so at Sherwin-Williams, I went to Sherwin-Williams, and they have like 8 window panes, like big, like floor to ceiling window panes on their entryway, and every pane had a piece of paper with their phone number on it. Just call us. So I'm like, all right, I'll call them. Of course they don't answer. And I mean, they're there. So what I'm getting at is you can't get shit done anywhere. And how are you going to get, I mean, so what did I do? I went home like anybody and ordered on Amazon. Right. Like nothing special. So,
Yeah.
I mean, unless everybody's just going to order on Amazon, the economy's not going to be doing anything.
Right.
And of course, $2 trillion is going to, well, what? I don't know how much of the money is doing the direct checks to people, but, and then that $4 trillion, that's just QE from the Fed.
Right. Yeah, so there's $2 trillion of actual like cash getting pumped into the economy, and then there's $4 trillion that the Fed is giving to banks for low interest loans, and this SBA thing where you've got, if you do it right, you get an 8-week loan, and if you spend it right in 8 weeks, you can basically not have to pay it back. But there's a bunch of things you got to jump through, a lot of hoops you got to jump through when it comes to employees and those kind of things. But I don't know. What's it like in the Alliance, Aaron?
I haven't really been anywhere in town in the last week since last week's update, but last time I was in town, well, I take that back. The big, I guess, kind of national or big regional gas station, Maverick, the newer one on the west side of town, they've been like freak out city for probably a month. Yeah. Since first word of everything started spreading. And then right across the street or highway there's a local convenience store that the local co-op owns, and they were doing nothing different at all till this morning. So it just kind of depends, who's doing what. Like Alliance is big enough, we have a Safeway, and there's more like shortage and stuff missing off the shelves there as opposed to the local grocery store.
Right.
So it's kind of like, kind of like I was saying last week. Then you go down to Bridgeport, which is 1,500 people, and everything's completely as normal.
Right.
Yeah.
I also think that some of these small little towns have this idea that, we're a small town, America, nothing ever happens here, so we're going to be insulated from all this stuff that's happening. So it's hard to say.
Right.
This is the first time we've actually been. 9/11, we weren't really directly, but we're an actual worldwide event. Actually, came to our home, Hereford, which is 15,000 people. It's a small town, still, but this is really the first time it's ever like we've seen actual empty shelves in our stores at Walmart in Hereford.
Yeah,
just insanity.
It is amazing what is off the shelves that is missing. Like,
I'm pretty sure Charmin is behind the TP deal.
Yeah, I would imagine they've done something there.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I think there's so like we have a Target here in Scottsbluff, and there's the entire section that has like Clorox wipes and those kind of things is always wiped out, and all the paper products are gone and those kind of things. But there's nothing missing that you think that you would really, really want if you had to stay at home, right? So how much toilet paper could you eat and still stay alive? I've kind of wondered that a little bit, because there was guys I know that were going to like the industrial, like what do you call that place? Like Fastenal, is that right?
That's tool store. Yeah.
So, but they also sell some like industrial supplies, like
Well,
you could also buy like cases of toilet paper, like you would get like for a business or something like that in a bathroom.
Hospital.
Yeah, and you've got just 144 rolls of toilet paper. What are you going to do with all that? I mean, it's just
a bunch of asses.
I guess, man. I mean, you have a lifetime full of. It's not even like it's comfortable, fucking good quality toilet paper.
Oh no!
You know what I mean?
It's like rubbing your butt on expanded metal.
It's like 80 grit sandpaper, man. I mean, there's not much different there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's great. It's there's all kinds of crap going on. What's
expanded metal? That's a nice touch.
Yeah, it's this is the the toilet paper we got.
Yeah.
It's the reason it's like expanded metal is because you can see through it like expanded metal. Like on this podcast we had this week, I said it's like you can easily pass an eye test test just by looking through it. Like it would actually help your vision. That's before you use the toilet paper.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I said, this is what they give the people in the waiting room that go to the death row chamber. Yeah, that's what they get.
Yeah, the quality stuff, huh?
Yeah. But I don't know. People, selling out of beans and, flour and all that stuff, that's one thing. But this TP thing, man.
It's out of control. I get the food thing. I mean, to some extent,
Yeah.
I get all that. But
boy, isn't this the preppers' time to shine? I mean, if they ever justified their existence and what they do with their time and money, this is their time to shine.
oh man, so like on Instagram, for those of you that are on there, you thumb through there, and there's always ad for this and ad for that. My entire feed has been full of like the ultimate survival knife or the ultimate survival axe / shovel / backpack thing. I mean, I'm like, holy crap, man! I'm sure somebody's looking at it going like, that's a hell of a deal.
I figured you got ads for like 2,000 rounds of like, M16 or 9mm and 223s is the way you buy it.
I don't think they let you advertise that kind of stuff on on the Instagram.
Well, that's true.
The lids.
It is brought to you by Facebook.
The liberal side of the world won't let you promote those kind of things out there.
By God, licorice-based lingerie's in, though. I can tell you that. They'll sell the hell out of that.
Black or red?
Yeah.
Who eats black licorice? I don't care if it's in the thong. Oh.
I love black licorice. Black licorice is amazing.
That explains a lot.
Aaron, where are you from? Because if you're anywhere from north of like Amarillo, I don't believe it. You sound you're like from Dallas or something.
I know. I get that all the time, and it makes no sense because I was born and raised in southeast Nebraska. So,
oh man, you sound like you're from southeast Texas. You almost sound more hickey than I do.
Yeah.
Ooh, easy.
Well, all right. I don't go that far. Casey's got that. Remember on Anchorman, Kate, you've got that non-regional diction.
There you go.
They have so speaking of this, every time I watch this, I go and I listen to the daily update or what's going on the Fox News or whatever I'm listening to at the time. And it's the same information over and over again, right? They ask the same questions, thinking they're going to get some answer out of whomever. But all I can ever think about is that scene in Anchorman when the pandas getting ready to have the baby there.
Oh yeah,
like, Panda Watch Day 114.
Yeah.
That's all I can think about every time that comes on, because that's exactly what it is.
It's funny because it's true, because those news people would go, I guess the ratings on those type of stories, like anytime a panda in China, gets, bamboo shoots up its nails, they have a freaking breaking news story about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why pandas are so special.
I don't think they're about extinct. I think they might have
Royal painted bears is all they are.
Yeah. They're like super highly endangered. That's why.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a reason they're endangered. It's because they suck.
That could be it too. That could be it too. All right. So, Brent, talk about, we're here coming into plant season. All these different things are happening. What's going on different in your world than you would have than any other part of the year?
Well, as I've said before, as far as our plans for farming, it all comes down to our weather and our moisture profile. And I was actually out this morning and probing around in some fields and like in our corn stalks, which we're all no-till, so we've kept everything on top and everything. But I mean, I stuck a 4-foot probe in the ground, and I mean, it just gobbled it up. We've had. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. 4 foot. You dang right. No, you wouldn't want to carry that around. What would you do with it? I'd be knocking stuff off the dash and the counter all the time. It just wouldn't be worth it.
It'd be a fun party trip for a while, but after a little bit, it'd get old.
Watch me open this beer bottle with my unit. Yeah. But no, so as far as like moisture, I started watering on some rye that I'm gonna Derry's gonna chop and take in for I guess not wheatlage, but it's chopped rye. So, but we're sitting in pretty good shape. Like I said, we're not going to start planting corn. We don't usually start till around the 25th of April. And right now we're starting to get some dry fertilizer slung out, and we're got our compost guys. They're going to start slinging compost out as well. And we're just getting everything, all the sprinklers all up in order and lubricated, maintenance, and all that stuff. So we're just kind of getting all the prep work done. We've had the planter in the barn the last few weeks and just kind of slowly changed out some stuff on it. And So, we're really, as far as moisture, which is always our number one concern, which like pretty much everybody else's, we're sitting in pretty good shape there. We just wish corn was, more than $3.65 a bushel. Of course, we got a food premium deal that we're pretty lucky to have, but still cotton, of course we're cotton, and I mean, it's just completely fallen out of bed.
Yes, it has.
Mid 50 to lower 50-cent range. And I tell you what, that's, of course, anything below base loan which they moved base loan to about 53 or 4 cents. And anything below that, you start getting where you can pop it into LDP. So, other than prices, we're really sitting pretty good. I actually started purchasing some liquid fertilizer, and as far as the fertilizer down here, they all act like they've just got, there's no supply worries at all. So, liquid dry fertilizer, they said, it's probably the cheapest it's been in, probably at least a couple of years at the very least.
Yeah.
So, I actually ordered some today to fill some tanks up. So we're, all in all, it's looking pretty good. We just got through selling cattle and calves off the wheat pasture. So we're got all that done. So we're pretty happy.
Anyone in your area that you've talking like they're going to do something completely different, not because of crop mix or anything like that, but just because of the whole coronavirus thing and all that stuff that's going on, that they're doing anything different?
I don't think that's going to have any impact on us. The biggest thing, I guess, really, which I guess, I don't know, the oil thing, the whole oil thing, that was when Saudi Arabia said they were going to, blow everything up and just absolutely flood the market with oil. There's 2 ethanol plants in Hereford, and I think one of them's been idled for several months. And, now, of course, Hereford, we're the center of all these feed yards. And, of course, ethanol plants have the DDGs as the byproduct. They've been buying the heck out of that. And I think ethanol, what is ethanol? It's, 40 to 50 cents a gallon higher than gas now. And, I mean, that's unsustainable. And now they're talking about changing up the requirements. So, and most, I would say 95% of the ethanol plants, 95% of the corn that go to the ethanol plants in Hereford is all shipped in or all railed in.
Okay. Hardly
any local corn in Hereford would not only would it not be able to service the facilities, it's just they just don't pay good enough. So they rail it in, and so the DDGs might be harder to come by, and of course if you got ethanol that's less efficient per BTU, and then it's let alone 40 to 50 cents higher than a gallon of gasoline, it's just nobody's going to buy it.
Right.
So,
it's no out there. All right, Aaron, what about you? What are you seeing out there? What's going on different than you've seen in the past? Because I can tell you right now, from a sales perspective and the service parts and all those kind of things from the dealership side of things, I mean, if I woke up yesterday and didn't realize there was some kind of crazy thing going on in the world, I wouldn't know any different.
Yeah, I agree with that to a point, other than, the measures we're taking store to store and that kind of thing, which is different.
Yeah, absolutely. That part is different.
Even limiting employee to employee exposure and that kind of thing is different. But as far as the business in general, no. I mean, that's one thing that's cool about being the essential service that we are, is we're not impacted by all of this, directly and even indirectly. It's going to have to be way down the line to have any kind of registerable impact as far as that goes. So,
what are you seeing out there as far as when you talk to folks across the country? What are they saying?
Oh, kind of the same. That guys will, obviously dealing in ag machinery, it's not like you're talking to guys from major metro areas. So, you got the guy. Honestly, it rarely comes up at all, other than, hey, are you guys closed? Are you open? That's the only thing that comes up at all. Nobody's really been like, so how's the Mexican beer virus out there? Nobody says anything about that.
Beer virus,
right? Yeah.
Nobody says anything about it. Really, the only time anything comes up is are you guys business as usual or different? And then you discuss that, and then on to whatever piece of machinery thereafter. And there's only been a couple of guys in the last, month or so that's even said a word about it.
Yeah. What's the,
it's really been pretty much business as usual. So,
yeah. What's the overall feel for the market as a whole? I mean, because even if prices the way they are and things going sideways and everything else that we have happening, it still doesn't feel like there's much let off the gas. I mean, you take a look at auction markets, you take a look at all the just people buying equipment in general. It doesn't feel like there's much going, like much dissipating there anyway.
I agree with that to a point. This last week, or this current week we're in, has been super, super quiet on the sales front in my world. I know company-wide, stuff's been clicking along. For me, this last week was pretty damn dead until yesterday. For whatever reason, yesterday was super perked up and crazy busy, but man, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you couldn't pay the phone to ring. So,
yeah.
So what do y'all do there when it's dead like that?
What's that?
What do y'all do when it's dead like that? I mean, how many domino tables do y'all have?
Well, for me, everything I do is internet and phone, right? So it's not like I can go jump in the pickup and go farm to farm. So I'll take any one of numerous wholesale lists I got, and if it's quiet for a couple days, I'm like, okay, time to generate some shit, send it out, get some conversation going, comb through inventory. Is there anything to move quick, that we can flip quick and make a buck, and just kind of that route. So when it's basically short story long, if it's quiet like that, try to make something happen.
So Casey, he actually works.
Yeah, I know. It's a cool concept, isn't it?
Man, you need to try farming, Aaron. Man, you know how much time you can screw off? It's great. When are you going to turn your Twitter page into night vision, or the night? What do you call it? You got the freaking I got on your Twitter screen here, and it's bright white, and it blinds my ass.
That's just I don't like the black.
Dark mode. That's what I want. I'm trying to say.
I don't like that dark mode. It's too hard for me I can't read it as good.
I dig
it's
it.
like walking into the Kenny Rogers Roaster sign.
Oh man, that's.
I just love that scene where he opens the door up, that red light hits, and Kramer just goes to a 90-degree angle over backwards. I just love it. God, I love that show.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
But I digress.
So you're out spraying some stuff today? That you said you're doing?
Yeah, we're one of my brothers there. He's finishing up stuff they have up there by town, and we're about caught up now. We've just got to what did you do? Did you screenshot me?
Yeah, I took a picture. Put it
God
on.
almighty, that's creepy, dude. That's creepy. I sent you a text.
I posted it.
I know. That's how I know. Yeah, so we've been spraying. We've been spraying everything. We've just basically been spraying winter weeds and then putting down pre-emerge with it. And now we've started burning down our rye that we've had that we grazed over the winter time, and we let it grow up some to be a cover crop. And so we're burning a lot of that down. We're gonna, like on where we had milo last year. We're going to put in corn, because that was supposed to be cotton last year, and it got too wet and cold. So we failed out about 90% of our cotton, and that most of it went to milo. So we put out what did we put out there? We put out Dual and Dual and Banville and 2,4-D, and then where we had our where we're going to put our corn, we're putting down we put down Valor, 2,4-D, Banville, and that'll really help us hold us over till we got to put our. I don't know if it'll get us to lay by or not. But, our weed pressure is pretty low so far. Our chemicals have really worked really well. So we're about to finish that up, probably today or tomorrow. Of course, we've been slowed down by the wind during the middle of the day, but that's nothing new. So, yeah, we're about done with that. And then, next thing that goes across the field will be the planter. So we'll be ready to go.
And then dicamba, and you're good to go.
Yeah, man. We'll just do a little drift. And so, we'll have, as far as cotton, we're going to have dicamba cotton. We're going to have 2,4-D cotton, and we might actually have some non-Danville and non-2,4-D cotton, which FiberMax is pretty much the only one. They have the Glytol, which is Roundup and Liberty Link cotton, and it's not resistant to 2,4-D and the Banville. The Banville's not a big deal. The 2,4-D is what will get up, gas up, and walk across the field, across the fence row. Banville, as long as it's not physical contact, which is dicamba, you're okay. But cotton, it'll sniff 2,4. I mean, it'll literally sniff 2,4-D from miles away. So yeah, it's kind of wild stuff.
Yeah, riveting, good stuff.
Well, I won't mention it again then. I'm signing off of the Moving Shit podcast, presented by Dawson Boot and Tire.
Oh man, I couldn't resist it. It was just laying there. I had to jump on it.
I didn't lay down nothing.
Right on. Right on. All right, Aaron. What's your sheeping plan here? You got all your lambs out or whatever? Doing that?
Yeah, pretty much. Got some scattered ewe lambs that are finishing up, but already the first group. Let's see here. I've had 2 rounds of weaning, and
I bet you have
probably another one. It's supposed to be kind of cold and wet this weekend, so I'll probably skip and wait till next weekend, or after work one of these nights, wean a couple more batches off, and then you just kind of sit and wait for them to hit 100, and here we go.
It's a long time.
So y'all have batches of lambs. We have bunches of cattle. Is that what y'all say? Batches? We say bunches. Like I've got a bunch here. I don't know how many constitutes a batch.
I don't know. Bunch. I typically don't say batches. Because I have them split up in 4 different groups. So usually I talk about groups. But
okay. You don't ever say flock.
No, I never do say flock.
I should say that.
That's really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been interested in the nomenclature different livestock raisers have.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's very interesting.
Yeah,
that's riveting. That's good stuff. All right.
Is anybody still listening out there? Are we live?
Right on. All right, let's wrap it up here. All right, Brent, you're on the Dryland Farm podcast, and you can be found on the Global Ag Network, just like the Moving Iron podcast. But where could they find you on the Twitterverse?
So on the Twitter, you can find me at TraderBrent, and my co-host Landon Nolan's at NoTwitLandon44. And I did release our new episode this morning, and noticed that I put a space between Moving Iron and LLC, so it went to a guy with a Moving Iron handle and not Moving Iron LLC.
Gotcha.
And that guy has like 200 followers, and I'm pretty sure it's a bot from Cambodia, so it didn't really work out there. But and we are actually officially on Spotify now.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Lipson, for only giving about 10% of the instructions.
Yeah.
So we're on Spotify and all the same places you can find the Global Ag Network.
Right on.
I mean, Moving Iron podcast, even though it's moving shit.
All right, Aaron, where do they find you at on the interwebs?
On the Twitterverse, it's at Aaron Fintel, and pretty much always got my phone on me, 308-760-1193.
Right on. And you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Moving Iron LLC. Also check out the Moving Iron podcast on movingironllc.com, as well as some blog posts I got out there. And check out the Global Ag Network and all the great podcasters out there, along with me and Brent. So until next time.
And you can reach me at 806-555-1212.
I find that to be full of holes. So, till next time,
Hey, at
Casey.
least you're honest about the 806. You could have bullshitted that.
That's
too.
true. You could have.
Well, everybody knows I'm from that. That's a pretty good slang. Like I'm from the 806. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from Kansas. So I'm from the 316, which is 2/3 of the state of Kansas. So yeah, it's when you really narrow that down, it doesn't help much. But
we go to New Mexico, which they have 2 area codes in New Mexico now.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, they had 505, and that was it.
Yep. All right,
You
folks.
know what's cool about New Mexico? They have 2 area codes, and they both start and end with 5.
Yeah, 505, 515. No, 575.
575.
Yeah, 575.
Outstanding.
And that's the only thing interesting about New Mexico, other than the mountains.
Get the
And
aliens.
turquoise.
Dude.
Lots and lots of
Oh,
turquoise.
God.
Get the aliens.
I've been through Oswald. I saw aliens, but they didn't have big heads.
Right on.
And they weren't gray.
They weren't great.
No, they weren't.
Did you stay at the Little Alien?
Oh, man. Huh?
Did you stay at the Little Alien?
Stay at the Little Alien?
No, the Alien.
Oh, God.
It's a play on words. It's an actual place.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's just that bad.
Yeah, it's someday I'll make it to
about to.
Roswell. Someday.
You're about to alienate me.
Someday. Well, I hope so. I really do. I really hope so. All right. Well, I think it's enough fun for one day. Let's go move some iron, folks. Out.
Moving higher in the 21st century.